Hello, welcome to another LSP Film Podcast with me, Chris Brooks. Today we are diving into the heart and soul of an event that has been lighting up the calendar for truth seekers and high vibers everywhere. The Weekend Truth Festival. Joining us are two incredible women who are not only driving forces behind this 4-day celebration of connection, consciousness and creativity, but also the ones making it happen behind the scenes. First up we have Nick, the visionary founder and mastermind behind the festival's growing success, curating a vibrant mix of guest speakers, immersive activities and soul-stirring music. Alongside Nick is the multi-talented Sue, who wears many hats, from stage managing to supporting the event's seamless flow with passion and precision. So whether you're a festival goer or just curious about what it takes to create such an inspiring experience, sit back, relax and enjoy the conversation as we deep dive into the magic of the Weekend Truth Festival. Welcome to the show, Nick and Sue.
Are you concerned about all this corruption being rebranded as conspiracy theory? Well, don't you worry. Sit back and relax and join in the conversation with today's guest. Welcome to another LSB Film Productions podcast with your host, Chris Brooks.
So yes, welcome to the show, the pair of you. It's great to meet you, and this is all very exciting stuff. So I understand this is the second year that you've been doing this festival, and it's Weekend Truth Festival.
Yes.
Very well done as WTF.
Yes.
What made you do this? What made you want to undertake so much work?
Yeah, well, I didn't realise it was so much work. I did it, and we were just saying before that, you turn up to a festival and it's all magically appearing, like the little elves have been out, and no one really thinks about how and what goes into it. So I was doing my own thing. Lockdown happened, all that palaver. I immediately knew something was wrong. I was like, no, I'm supposed to be sort of dead when this happens. Like, seemingly I'm alive and it's happening. And then I went to Rebels on Roundabouts. I found my way there. Nobody remembers me ever being there, by the way. I must have gone about, in 2 months, I probably went about 7 or 8 times, and not one person remembers me.
Really?
Like,
you certainly left your mark then.
I definitely did. Everyone was so busy. I had such a good time, but I was very quiet. I was really nervous about meeting new people. I didn't kind of know where my head lay at that point.
Scary times.
So they just didn't remember me. Well, that's fine. I remembered them.
I think the thing is then, in those days, it was so many people used to come.
Yeah.
We'd sometimes have 85 people on the roundabout.
Yeah, it was mad.
So to remember everybody, and like Nick said, she was pretty quiet, so unfortunately she didn't leave an impression.
Oh, well, I'm over that now. I've slept a few times since then. And here we are now.
Do people still do the roundabout thing? Because I know it was big back then.
We've just had our 4-year anniversary party.
Oh, really? Oh, well done.
We're still there every Friday till we win. That's our motto.
So I assume the roundabout thing is very similar to the stand in the park, but you're choosing to do it at a roundabout as opposed to in a park by a river.
We took the stand in the park concept, but we want it to be much more visible. So obviously a park is great, but you don't get that much footfall. So we want it to be somewhere busy. So hence the roundabout. It's a busy roundabout. We also wanted a social, because at the time the pubs were being arsey. So we decided that if they didn't want us, then we would find our own way of having fun. And we wanted people to be able to connect and come and find us. So, and we've had so many people find us. So, and of course, the initiative has gone all around the country, which is brilliant, and to other countries as well.
And it's a great name.
And it's a great name, yeah.
That is a lovely name. That's really good. So, how did you go about getting the guests then? Because you got quite a good lineup this year.
So I was doing it, kind of morphed from doing the roundabout to going to Buxton Freedom Hub, and that was really well done. I went to the actual time that I decided to do it was that I was in Mexico. I was at Acapulco, Jeff Berwick, and I was stood facing the actual stage, and I just thought, this is what I can do. I'm going to do this. So I went home with this idea, and I thought, shit, I've never even been to a festival. So I thought, like, I probably need to go to some festivals. So
That
in
would help.
2023, I went to a festival 3 times in 1 year. I just watched how they did it. And then my partner at the time, who's my partner in WTF,
I thought he was going to say crime.
Not in crime, it probably is actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, Kev, he was quite instrumental in it as well last year because he was doing it with me. And I asked him if he would do it, and he said yeah. And then we spent a year. And because of the speakers that had been on at Buxton, it was quite easy, really, to sort of fall into that sort of way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year we had some sort of bigger names that, Katie Hopkins, Matt Letitia. And this year I've kind of really gone for the farmers thing predominantly. And it's a concept that, even though it's sort of just a festival, it really is speaker heavy. It's about solutions. It's about bringing people together and finding that core thing of what we all need, because unfortunately we procrastinate, don't we? We see something, we think, right, we're going to do it. And then we don't really have that many people doing it. So we kind of sort of fall on the wayside and not really take it up and do it. So the real focus this year was to get everyone on board, and it kind of then spiraled. So once you've got a couple of speakers that you think would really do the farmers thing, and then you've got your Dolores Carhill, and then we've actually ended up with the Good Food Project, which is amazing. I'm thrilled, and it just went from there, really, and it kind of just all came together.
No, that's really good. That's great. See, what I find as a bit of an issue as well, and I don't know whether you've come across this, but as somebody that tries to give balanced content, everyone is just so obsessed with fear porn. If I make a video and I'll put my hand up now. This video that we're doing now, this will probably get very few views because it's not fear porn. It's not, oh my God, we're going to die. It's people just don't seem to be interested.
They thrive on fear, don't they? It's just,
we all talk about, oh, we want solutions, but then when you put videos up about that, bombs are quicker than the bloody Titanic. I just don't understand people.
No, I know.
I don't get that.
No, I mean, you see it obviously on mainstream news. It's always fear, fear, fear. And I think people are just so used to that, no matter what they say about, I don't watch this and I don't watch that. They're just used to that idea that the only thing that gets them switched on is something that's fearful or threatening,
Exactly. But this is half the trouble, though. This is half the battle.
I always said, right from the start, you can't just wallow in that fear mongering. You've got to go on the other side as well and look at people that are talking about, the future and how we can change things and stuff like that. And
absolutely,
I back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Whereas other people and it brings you down, doesn't it? If you
you have to use that fear as ammunition to drive you on, for sure.
Yeah.
But you still have to have that optimism.
Yeah.
And people just don't seem to be that interested in it, which is shameful, really. But there you go.
Yeah. Which was why, the Rebels on Roundabouts thing, just sort of harking back ever so slightly, but that was why it was so important that we use it for a social as well, and not just getting there and out and protesting. It was about coming together. So in Stockport, we've got a resident chef, Willie. He's excellent. He comes every Friday pretty much. He cooks for us. We have music, and we just said right at the beginning that was a really important thing to do, and I think what Nick is trying to achieve this year with solutions is really important. I mean, for God's sake, we're 5 years into this now, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate that, but most people just want to, unfortunately, sit on their asses and let somebody else do it for them.
That's 100%.
You've got to be accountable for yourself, and
no one's coming to save us.
Involved.
Yeah, no one's coming to save us. So, with the role, so what role do host Dolores Carhill and Kate Shamarani? What do they? What tone are they going to be setting for the event?
Well, Dolores did it last year. And I actually can't remember how Dolores ended up doing it.
Because Kate was supposed to do it last year.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
And then, of course, unfortunately, she had
events happened.
Yeah. And then Dolores was there, and Dolores just stepped in, which was brilliant. And she's lovely to work with. She's so sweet. She really is.
So Sue's the stage manager.
And the stage manager.
And nobody gets past that, let me tell you. She's fierce. Do you know what I mean? I won't take her on, and she has that, honestly.
Are you a little Yorkshire Terrier or a little Jack Russell?
Yeah, 100%. But you know, honestly, Chris, I swear, I have to think about the stage last year. I mean, I had to think about, I was like a rabbit in the headlights. It's my first festival. I'd only been to 3 before. And she just, you know, she took over and did what she needed to do. It ran so smoothly. That was probably the best part in terms of how the mechanics of it run. So she's doing it again this year. She's been right back in.
So Nick messaged me while I was in Spain or Morocco travelling last year with Steve. And the message basically said, will you be stage manager? And I said to Steve, I said, have you seen this message that Nick's just sent me? She wants me to be stage manager. And he thought for it about a second, and he went, well, actually, you'd be pretty good at that because she's so well organised.
She is.
And I went, well, what the fuck do I know about managing a stage? You know, I used to work in banking.
You stand there.
Don't think that's really standing me in good stead. I've now got my own business, but it's nothing to do with anything like that. But all of a sudden, I get given this role to do, and I went, well, okay, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And that sort of person that goes, yeah, I'll try anything once.
Well, I think that's how we've all started out. I mean, my YouTube channel started out just being like music videos, short films, and actual just creation of passion of the art form of film. Now it isn't. I've evolved.
I stupidly said to Daz Nesbitt for the Stand in the Light Festival last year, I said, if you need me to volunteer, because Steve was doing all the videoing, to do anything, I meant like putting toilet rolls in the loos, things like that. And a week after, he messaged me and said, will you be stage manager? So I ended up doing it twice last year and twice this year. I actually got asked to do another one, but unfortunately we're not going to be here, so I can't do that one. But so, yeah, I seem to have a natural flair for it.
There you go. There's a vocation in it for you.
She worked well with Dolores, because Dolores is a really calm sort of, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's got a bite. You know, you wouldn't really, like Sky found out, you wouldn't ever want to cross her. But she, honestly, she's so lovely and she worked so well. I mean, she was like a duck to water. She just went on. I mean, you can tell her, I wasn't really there because, well, I was there, but I was doing other things. So I didn't even get to see any of the speakers last year, which I'm hoping to this year. No, but you know what she was like, Dolores, and you can probably say it better.
She's amazing. The only small issue that I had is that she likes to talk to everybody, which is fantastic. But when you're ready to go on stage, like 2 minutes, and I'm running around the field trying to find her.
And this year you've got Kate, and Kate, like, you know, Kate.
Well, hopefully we have, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So far she's come in, so we'll leave it at that. But then she's got 2 people who both like to talk. So hopefully when one's missing, the other one might be there.
Yeah.
And failing that, I'll just shove Jen up there.
Oh, Jen, yeah.
So have you got Mark Byford going, the bowler hat farmer?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured he'd have to be there if you're focusing on farming.
Yeah, we're going to do a table of truth, which is really interesting because we're going to have Richard Vogt. He's going to sort of chair it. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out. I think we've left about 2 hours for that, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we'll have farmers that are sort of dipping the toe in the water to try and stop the tyranny, without going into that detail. But the farmers, and then would have Richard Vogt, Mark Byford, the Good Food Project, which I'm so pleased they've come on. Clive Edwards. I don't know if you've ever seen Clive Edwards. You need to check him out. Absolutely.
He's been on my podcast about 4 times.
Oh, has it?
Well, there you go.
Well, maybe I've shared it. I've shared so much of his stuff because he's the living proof, isn't he, that it's been done. I'm here. I've done it.
Yeah. He has. I can't say he hasn't. I'd be interested to see what happens if he ever tried to sell his farm. I'd like to know what that step is. But as far as that point, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's that. You know, the table of truth really will be about the people and the farmers and anyone that's interested in that. Probably Dolores will, she has said that she'll sit around the table. So we'll have people who know about me, about nutrition, probably Ben Hunt. And then the rest will be like the farmers and stuff, and get them really talking and finding out and nitpicking into what we can do to make both of our lives better, really.
100%. So how much is this event? Because I know you've got a VIP as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got VIP 159. They get the front row, they get a VIP area to park in. And then we've got the tickets have just gone up. Actually, it's been on early bird for quite a number of months, 79. So it's just gone up to 99 now, which is still cheap, you know, compared to the amount of speakers that we've got to put on.
It's 4 full days, and we've got at least 24 speakers, at least. Yeah. So it's going to be a really, really jam-packed weekend. You know, and we've got more people in the wings that want to speak, and you know we can't necessarily fit them all in, but we're going to try our damnedest to get as many people in as possible. And we're just about to speak.
Are you deeming this as like a family event festival? Is it child friendly, or would you say, given the subjects, it might be a little bit? Perhaps you don't want to hear that.
No, I think it's child friendly. There's little workshops that people will be doing. It's not going to be you know, bouncy castles and that type of thing. I think it's more towards like the children having fun a different way. We have a laughing workshop, things that painting pebbles. There's pottery. So there's things that they can do with their hands and get them interested a different way. You know, so yeah, it's definitely child friendly, and the tickets are only 30 quid and they're staying at 30. Because we want people to be able to bring them, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're our future.
That sounds really good. Well, I wish you all the very best for it. It sounds like it's going to be an incredible event, and I just hope we have a really good turnout for it.
Yeah, it's on the 22nd to the 25th of August, which is the last bank holiday in Cumbria.
Nice area.
For anybody down southern areas, if you know, fancy a trip up north for a weekend, it is beautiful up there. It is really beautiful.
And we've got music on as well.
We've got music, yeah. We've got
more Devlin, Daz Band. We've actually got Yogi G and the Family Tree. I don't know if you know who they are, but they have got a band together. And Rowetta from years ago, she's backing vocals, and Gaz Whelan from the Happy Mondays. He's kind of got the band together. Brilliant, absolutely.
Well, perhaps maybe next year you'll have to have Floyd a Fancy.
Who?
Floyd a Fancy.
What's that?
Oh dear, it's me.
Oh,
I'm a Pink Floyd tribute artist.
Welcome,
I go out and play Pink Floyd.
Of course you will be welcome.
With my laser lights and smoke machines.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's only one of the most iconic album covers in the world. But no, listen, thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely talking with you. I will put any relevant links that you want me to put in the video description so they can find your festival and book some tickets. All the best. I wish you every success, and I hope everyone watching this has enjoyed themselves. Please go and check out the event, because it sounds amazing. The guest lineup sounds incredible, and it just sounds like a really good vibration weekend to attend. So all the best, and thank you.
Thank you. Chris. Cheers, Chris.
See you now.
All the best. Bye.